everybody. I'm Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Thank you so much for tuning in today to another episode of our life, our journey,
our truth.
And we're so happy to have you. As always, it's always an exciting time for us to be able to share with you throughout the week and to bring content that we believe can truly be beneficial to you as you navigate through life in a variety of different areas. And we appreciate all of you who watch every week, who comment, and we read those comments. We tell you, we read them, and we definitely want you to make sure that you share, like, and
subscribe.
Yes.
And tell your friends to subscribe.
Please do. So thank y'all so much. And of course, make sure you follow Dr. Steph, Dr. Steph Walker there on Instagram. Follow me at JosephWalker3. And to get our content, get our books and merch, all that stuff, go to JosephWalker3.org. And we definitely can make certain that we make that available for you. We're so excited about today's topic. Gonna be a good one because I think it represents us.
For sure, 100%.
Yeah, like how do you deal with A-type people? You know, two cardiologists in 1950 came up with personality types, and I think it was important as we think about that, particularly from a psychological perspective, how people respond. Her and I've done a lot of reading on EQ, emotional intelligence, and trying to understand how to navigate and read certain rooms. And one thing is certain, when you run into an A-type person, you know it. There's some things about us, and we're going to be very transparent, that may help you when you encounter people like us or other A-type people, or if you date A-type people, if you work with A-type people.
How to handle, how to deal, how to support even.
And we're going to be talking about what happens when two A-type people come together.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun too. So let's get right to it. So let's deal with this idea of A-type, because sometimes I think people can think A-type people is kind of over the top.
Yeah, like A-type equals bad, and that's not the case at all.
Yeah, I think it's really about, there's a personality type that are typically defined as like gunners, high achievers, driven,
perfectionist almost,
without excuse. You take these kind of folks and you put them up against a hill, a mountain, and they're not going to make an excuse. They're going to climb it. They're going to figure something out. Put them in a dungeon with nothing but a ball on the chain. They're going to create something. They're just going to make something happen. And
like he'll say something like, when it comes to A-type people, these types of people are like goats. And it's not goat as in greatest of all time, but goat as in if you put a mountain in front of them, they will seek to climb it, but not just climb it, but climb it with excellence.
Yeah.
Put in their all, do the best they can, give it all they got.
So let's give you some things that we think can help you as you navigate A-type people. Are you ready? Let's talk about it. I think we talked about this yesterday. It was so funny, and it's true. A-type people do not deal with this statement well. It can't be done.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so time out.
There you go.
In my mind, and yes, I'm an A-type person, I'm the type of person that thinks that everything has a solution. Whether I can figure it out or not is the question. And I'm of the belief that if I work hard enough, study long enough, investigate it enough, stare at it long enough, I can figure it out. So when I ask someone to do something or ask a group of people or suggest, hey, let's do X, Y, and Z, when people say, oh, that's impossible, like in my mind, nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Nothing. The sky is the limit. And I think that's why we're able to be so successful, because when people close the doors in our face or tell us that we can't or tell us that we shouldn't or couldn't or it's not possible, like, yeah, of course it is. And we are capable of figuring it out. Like, it's not that hard. Like, if you put enough time, energy, and effort into it, you can figure it out.
Think about the workplace, right? Think about being an employee or being on a team, and you have an A-type supervisor, a person who's a visionary, and you're coming in saying, we just can't do it. I mean, I promise you, they have totally pivoted away from your skill set, your capacity, and moved on to someone else who can.
In 10 seconds or less.
In 10 seconds or less. So I think it's very important that you understand A-type people are solution-oriented. They solve problems, they get things done, and they produce without excuse. Without excuse.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. I mean, I think that's just so important to understand.
And I would even say A-type people also quickly know how to pivot as well.
No, that's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
It's not that technically everything is everything is possible. We know that there's some things that can't be done, but our mindset is such that everything is possible.
Yeah.
And if we've tried every single thing that we can come up with and it doesn't work, we're not going to sit up there and bang our head against the wall. We will quickly go through all of those scenarios, figure out if it works, and if it doesn't, we're quick to pivot to do something else.
So good.
And so it's not so much that we're crazy, it's that I feel like our thought pattern has a certain cadence that is extremely rapid. So by the time you figure it out, the average person has figured out how to do the first step, we've already gone to step 10, 12, 15, and we've moved on. And I think that's why, another reason why sometimes type A people can be extraordinarily successful, because it's not even just that they're smarter. I'm not smarter than people. I just feel like I work harder, but my decision-making capacity is swifter, so that I seem to be smarter just because I'm moving faster. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, that's great that y'all got that, right? They know how to pivot. They don't get stuck. They don't just say, they don't retreat and say that it can't be done. They'll pivot and do something else.
So sometimes it comes off to people as being hurried or being rude or being pushy.
Fine, we're moving on. Yeah.
But it's because we're moving so quickly in our minds already.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Our minds are often moving much quicker than our mouths could ever move.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's that's so true. I think one of the other things that's important that you'll find majoritively, most A-type people are planners.
Yes.
They're not just,
winging it.
Yeah, winging it. They're not doing it. No, they got
flying by the seat of my pants. What?
No. They already know. Like for example, we already know every vacation we're taking for the rest of the year, where we're staying, how we're getting there, what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just playing. We just kind of.
It's the first quarter of the year. We have our entire year planned.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why do you do it? Because we don't do things random. Because A-type people have a strategy, a plan, which often leads to their success.
Yes.
And I'm not suggesting if you're not A-type, you're not successful. I'm saying this is how you deal with A-type people to know when you walk into a room, we've already thought through much of what you're talking about. So it's like often we already have a plan for that. We already thought through. And so when you engage A-type people, know they are planners. When you date A-type people and you hear this, what do you want to do? Oh, no, what do you want to do? Oh, no, my God, it's over.
I can't handle it.
Gotta have a plan, man. Where we going? What do you want to do? Because if you're in this whole cycle of whatever you want to do, I don't know.
That's not going to work.
That's a good one.
But it's also almost like a survival technique as well.
I agree.
Because with my personality, I know that I'm constantly moving on to one thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And if I don't have my life, the things that I care about the most planned out, then all of those other things that come along with what we do will suck up all of the time that I need for my family and those things that are most important. And so by laying that foundation of putting all those important things on the calendar, all the vacations, all the important things that we're trying to do for the rest of the year, now when something comes up for him or something comes up for me, we know exactly where it can fit and more importantly, where it cannot fit.
You heard that, right? So one of the things that I think is important as well, when you think about A-type, and I know many of you taking notes like, wow, and you may be like us, you get it, you understand, or you may be dealing with someone and you think they're crazy.
All right.
Well, let me tell you what A-type people will show you, and this is gonna really bless you. A-type people don't really care what you think about them.
Sorry.
We're not really like it's real because we're not in that like, oh my God.
In the realm of floating to get applause from people or wondering, should I do this? What do you think? Should I? Well, what's your opinion about that? Well, I feel like it's almost twofold. I think because for me personally, yes, I'm type A, but I'm also quite spiritual. And so when I say I don't care what you think, it's not, I don't care what you think, girl. It's not that. It's God has spoken to me. I have the spirit of discernment. I know what he wants me to do in this season. So it's not that I don't care what you think, but it doesn't matter. Because if he's spoken in my spirit and told me what to do and has already ordered my steps, what kind of crazy do I look like turning to you, asking you, what do you think?
That's so good.
When he's already spoken.
That's so good.
And so that also goes into when people tell you that you can't do something. Well, God already told me that I could. Well, this door will not open. Well, God already told me he's going to open the door. Even if it's not that one, I'm going to keep moving down the hallway and open the next door.
Yeah.
You know, so like making sure that wherever you're going, you're taking God with you. Like whether you're type A or not, like being able to listen to the one that can actually provide for you versus all the naysayers or other people who think that they have an opinion or know which way or direction you should go.
That's so good. I think that, really talk about the spiritual side of that too, because I think sometimes it can be perceived that they're just,
Arrogant or self-sufficient, stuck up, whatever.
Yeah, and it's not the case. It's just that we don't have the kind of time and energy to waste on things that are negative. We just really don't.
Or not going to get us to our goal. Like, if we have a goal in mind, we're that goat that's going to climb that mountain, right? And so if you're throwing a monkey wrench or something that's going to detour me from going up, then I don't have time for it. If you're going to give me a ladder or give me some step stools and that's going to help me on my trajectory, then I will entertain your thoughts and your, whatever. But if anything that you're doing is not pointing to the direction that I'm trying to go, I don't have time.
Yeah. One of the things that her and I realized in our relationship early on, is that, when two A-type people come together, they're highly opinionated.
Yes.
I mean, and they will rest the case on their point of view.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, right? Because there have been moments where, like, we're like, look, you have a strong opinion about something. I have a strong opinion about something, and it's not always easy to navigate that. When you're dating and marrying somebody that thinks like that, it's not always easy. Sometimes you have some of the most difficult conversations. It's like that. You're like, whoa, this is pretty intense.
Yeah.
Because you're passionate about how you feel, and doesn't necessarily mean that you're always right, but it means that you're passionate about the way you feel. And so when you are dating somebody who's A-type, you have to be willing to prepare for the proverbial clapback.
Yeah, 100%. And then I think over time, it's like game recognized game.
Yeah.
And you are able to see like the qualities that I have in terms of where my strengths lie. And I'm able to see where your strengths lie.
Amen.
And then together we merge and we run forward together. And so now when you talk about certain things, I'm like, well, he's usually right when he talks about that, so I don't have to argue. But I mean, like, it's been 15 years. So like it's taken a while to get to that point in all honesty. But the reality is like, don't run. Like, it's not that two type A people cannot be together. It's that you just have to figure out how to work together.
Yeah.
How to use your strengths towards
something.
Yeah.
Like we're doing now.
Yeah.
Like we take our strengths together and bless other people, because if you're not careful, when you have those explosive, conversations, you think, oh my God, I just can't be with you. I can't whatever.
This is never gonna work.
Yeah, you just, you don't listen. You don't da-da-da. You're like, you have to learn that A-type people are very opinionated and they want to, typically get their thought out. And I think that's important to understand. Very, very, very important to understand. Here's another thing you'll find out about A-type.
Well, and let me just say that. And so let them get their point out.
Say that.
Because it's going to come whether you allow it or not. And so if you're dealing with that type of person, they feel the need to be heard. I think that's what's important. It's not, I need to voice my opinion. I just need to know that you have heard me.
That's good.
And once I know that you've heard me, then you can say whatever you want to say, as long as I know that you have heard me, my side.
Do I hear you?
You hear me now.
See, man, I can't catch a break, man. I can't catch a break. Oh, my gosh.
He's been doing great.
Well, are you doing
But do I hear you?
Huh?
Do I hear you now?
Now.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, now.
Now, faith.
Right.
Now, faith is
It's a process. It's not even.
Oh, my God. Let me tap more around this. This is a big one. I think that A-type people, we in particular, we just don't deal with shallow people conversations. We don't do well with that. Like it's hard for us to be in settings and people are just chit-chatting about
Nothing.
It's like we're like our mind, we've already I've departed.
out.
Yeah, I've checked out. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, I get it, but it's like it's so, I'm just so disinterested in what's going on because the conversations are shallow. We're talking about people,
Nothing,
nothing that's so A-type people need to be in settings where they're
Mind is stimulated.
yes, intellectual banter. We need to be fed, need to be challenged.
Yeah.
A-type people need to be in situations where, oh yeah, there's a cause, there's a mission.
Something is making you think.
Yeah, they're very cerebral, and it's
Yeah.
not so much as being in a place where you're like, this is ridiculous. I don't simple things, and it just doesn't.
And it's not that we don't like to be in environments where we're having a good time. Like, of course we do. We want to be able to relax and unwind and do that, but not like everyday environments. Like if I'm coming in and I'm coming to a meeting, or if there's an agenda, like, or something that we're trying to accomplish, let's talk about what we're coming to accomplish. I don't want to talk about 10,000 different things or people that don't matter or don't have anything to do with this agenda. We can talk about that beforehand, or we can talk about that after, but not interject it all through in terms of inhibiting productivity.
Yeah. Here's the final thing, big one for us. A-type people are very organized around their home. Things have to have a place. They don't work well in chaos because, well, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
But it's ordered chaos.
Well, no, I'm laughing because he's saying that, but he's had to learn that too. But it's real though, right? Like, I'm the organizer. I'm the one that keeps everything in order, what have you. He's organized in terms of his life, right? In terms of everything has to have a place, a space, a time.
Yeah.
He's got his cadence, his rhythm from day to day, week to week, month to month.
Yeah.
He's amazing at that. Now, I have my cadence, but I think my superpower is really organizing our life.
That's the thing.
Like our home, our kids, our schedule, like making sure that everything runs smoothly, almost like the orchestrator, the conductor. Like that.
And tell you something really interesting. It's funny, but interesting. Just the other day, so we have this thing, I take the kids to school.
Yeah.
And if I don't FaceTime her and let her see the kids get out the car and walk across to the school, like it throws her whole day off.
Throws my whole day, because that's part of my cadence.
Part of her cadence. Imagine that. Like, and I'm like, yo.
I talk to my kids every morning before they get out of the car. I see that they're moving into the building safely. I'm asking them how their day is, running through the routine after school, making sure that everyone knows where they need to be, what time they need to be there. And when that doesn't happen, like, my insides are panicking.
We're so A-type. We're so A-type, man. I go to the grocery store, and the people know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I go, like, it's just the same thing. I'm just like a creature of habit.
Routine, yeah, creatures of habit.
4:45, I'm up, 5 o'clock, I'm working out, 6 o'clock,
Yeah.
I'm having breakfast, getting the kids ready, 7 o'clock, we're out the door, 8 o'clock, I'm at Starbucks, I'm going. It's like and that's how we operate. And so it's like, let me give you an example, and I'm done. I want you to go back, those of you that are old enough to remember this. There's a thing in the library called a card catalog.
Oh, Lord.
It was these shelves. They had these long little drawers, right? And those card catalogs had every book and where to find the book. You look under the alphabet, the whole library was in the card catalog. And if one of those cards are out or missing, it could throw your search off. And so this is how we live our life. Everything has to have a place. We know what the cleaning supplies are. When I go out and get dressed, I got all my tan clothes here, all my blue clothes there.
Like, if you call me and we're out of the country and you're looking for something in our home, I can tell you exactly where it is, exactly what drawer, exactly what room, exactly what color, exactly where to find it.
A-type.
Which then also means that, and I think he mentioned this briefly a second ago, we do not work well in chaos. Not work environment chaos. We are like, when the work environment is chaotic, we are able to like be laser sharp and barrel through the chaos. I'm talking about environmental chaos, like when our home is out of order, when people have come in and like moved everything everywhere, like that doesn't work. Like I can walk in the house and if something is moved, I know it. Whether it's a vase, a mirror, a lamp, I know that it's been moved.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, this is it. I mean, as fun as it is, I know many of you out there right now who are A-type, you get us. Those of you that are around A-type people, you're like, now I understand. I understand. And it's important, right? We just wanted to share it. We thought it'd be cool. And I hope it blessed you, man. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts on some of the things we've said. Maybe you say, you know, that's me, Bishop. That's me, Dr. Steph. I mean, or
That's crazy, right?
That's crazy. Let us know. We want to know. But that's how we are. We just as A-type as it comes. So thank y'all so much. We appreciate you tuning in today. I'm Bishop.
And I'm Dr. Steph.
Peace out.